So here we are at the historic Labonte Canyon cabins, and this has been a labor of historical restoration love for the past 8 years. Still lots of work to go. This is the main cabin. It's built in the 1920s by the Job Corp when they shifted the Fort Fetterman Trail from the ridge up above here down to behind me. I'll show you here in a second along the bottom. But supplied Fort Montana from Fort Laramie. A number of troopers died along here, including on Dead Man's Curve on this ranch, ambushed by Arapahoes. This cabin was one of the last built in this complex. We built the woodshed there. Before then, the Army built what we call the hen house. This was to house the wagon, the gals on the wagon trains and supply lines. 20 miles down is the Lapel Creek Ranch. They had a way station every 20 miles, and that also served for Pony Express and Army purposes. But we've put new roofs on these, re-roofed them, new eaves and eave supports. Everything's been chinked, re-chinked on these cabins. That's all new chinking in there. And they've been lifted up literally with new foundations poured under them because they were down anywhere from 12 to 36 inches. The main cabin here was down 36 inches. You can kind of tell how far we had to jack it up to get a foundation under it and level her out. This cabin's been re-chinked too. And some of the work in here is just unbelievable. This was the old kind of made on the site sand and mortar chinking before we replaced it, but you can see the old willow sticks that were hammered in place to keep the chinking in until it dried. Pretty amazing. This was built by the Army. This was 1880s. We've now made it into the bathhouse, shower, generator, hot water. Although it's pretty scarce this time of year. We're 17 miles from power here, which suits me fine. And then we have the original cabin built in the 1860s by Trapper Labonte for his wife Lola. What's really kind of cool is she refused to move here with him unless she had an outhouse. There's the old hay rake, by the way. Dates back to the 1890s. And this is the 1912 Ford tractor that they used to hay these fields, which are irrigated. We fenced them for horses and cows, but that's the old outhouse there. Now that's a labor of love. That was a man who loved a woman. Two-holer, now it's our tool shed. We actually moved it up from the other cabin, poured a foundation under it, fixed it up, re-chinked it. And the barn's going to be a major project. Going to number all the pieces, take it apart, reassemble it. You can see that left-hand side built by Trapper Labonte, and then the right-hand side falling down, built by the Army 20 years later. Private enterprise versus government. And this is the fenced area for horses, etc. That fire's over that ridge about 8-10 miles right now. Fortunately, the wind is away from us, unlike the last 3 days. Next video will be a little peek at the interior of these cabins, which are, well, why don't we just say I think you'll like them.